I just don't know if we should give up a future first and a piece that we've potentially view as a cornerstone at center. Yes, Mitchell Robinson is not the perfect player. Yes, Mitchell Robinson is still going to need to develop as an all-around basketball player and work on some of his game. But we've seen film, we've seen footage of him actually being in the court throughout this pandemic and actually working to become a better player. Like he's been doing some crazy stuff. Don't get me wrong. He's been trying to, work on dribble moves and all this extra stuff. He don't need to be doing none of that. Hey, what's going on? I'm Keys here at Sports Vibes TV, and Ian Bagley was recently quoted saying that the Knicks are going to have to give up a lot of draft capital in order to move up to that number one spot. Now, a lot of fans are, trying to say that we should be aggressive in the draft. We should try to move up and try to get Lamelo. But if you listen to what Ian Bagley was saying and what it could potentially cost the Knicks in order to make that move, I just don't see it being worth it. Now, in order for us to get up to number one, we would have to trade the Timberwolves, number 8, right? Unprotected future first, right? And also Mitchell Robinson. Now, I think that is way too much to be giving up for just the hope that Lamelo could come here and be the savior. Because it's not like if we move Mitch and bring Lamelo, he's going to be that missing piece. So why are we giving up so much in draft capital and also in our prized promising center for a player that we have never seen perform in the NBA, and we have not necessarily seen him play against some of the players that he's going to be playing against in the NBA? It's going to be hard for us to kind of analyze who he is as a player and just see how much value he'd be bringing to the team. I don't think we should go on a ledge and make a move this drastic just to move up. Now, we've heard talks of the Knicks potentially moving down, trading back, whether that be into the 13, 14, or 15 slot, and then, drafting maybe a Tyrese Maxey or a player of that caliber, of that ilk. So for me personally, that would be the route that I would prefer the Knicks take, because yes, Lamelo is a pretty talented player. I just don't know if we should give up a future first and a piece that we've potentially view as a cornerstone at center. Yes, Mitchell Robinson is not the perfect player. Yes, Mitchell Robinson is still going to need to develop as an all-around basketball player and work on some of his game. But we've seen film, we've seen footage of him actually being in the court throughout this pandemic and actually working to become a better player. Like he's been doing some crazy stuff. Don't get me wrong. He's been trying to, work on dribble moves and all this extra stuff. He don't need to be doing none of that. What he needs to be doing is hitting up Hakeem the Dream and working on some low post moves, maybe expanding his jump shot so he can be a little bit more effective in the pick and pop, and just trying to worry about not having to foul as much, just getting a little bit better defensive IQ and learning how to jump straight up with his hands up in the air. Now, I want to know what you guys think. I know a lot of fans are big on Lamelo and want the Knicks to reach out to him, to reach out to the Timberwolves and potentially, trade and bring him in at the number 1 pick. But I'm kind of wary of that. So you guys, let me see if you guys think it'd be good. You guys can convince me otherwise down in the comments. All right. So once again, I'm Keys here at Sports Vibes TV, and I'm out.
Uh-huh.